Breaking Bad is an American crime drama that takes place in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The show centers around the father, teacher, and meth manufacturer Walter White, played by Bryan Cranston, in which he serves as the greatest example for a character going way over the edge. After finding out about his inoperable lung cancer, Walter figures since death will be coming sooner or later, his family needs to be left money so they can look after themselves when he passes away in the future. But as he tries to go further into the meth business, former student Jesse Pinkman turns into his partner when Jesse's former colleague gets arrested.
But you know the business. And I know the chemistry.
You want to cook crystal meth?
Walter then produces a 99.1% pure batch of methamphetamine with Jesse and becomes well known to the dealers around him. Breaking Bad was created by none other than showrunner Vince Gilligan. Gilligan has mentioned in many interviews how his attempt with the show was to turn Mr. Chips into Scarface by the end of the series.
And the way I pitched it to the companies, my sort of glib one-sentence pitch was, we're going to take Mr. Chips and we're going to turn him into Scarface.
With this concept, we see how Walter White's character slowly changes into this drug kingpin that thinks nothing of killing anyone. The major change in the series is when Walt is forced to kill somebody who tried to kill him and Jesse. With its story time, the series events take place during an entire year, so we can get a firm grip on how much the characters change in just over 365 days. However, the film's plot shows us how much each character changes with each episode. In each episode, we see development in all characters, including their backgrounds and how they handle tough situations. Both Walter and Jesse deal with heartbreaking life decisions because of the life they have chosen for themselves. Because they keep digging themselves a deeper hole, the series gets better as each season attempts to push everyone and see how far they will go in the show's storytelling. Every aspect of the filmmaking process in this series is superb. The writing is perfect, the cinematography gives you goosebumps, and the directors were meant for this show. But the show's most impressive side has to be editing. Breaking Bad had 3 editors throughout all 5 seasons: Lynn Willingham, Skip McDonald, and Kelly Dixon. All 3 were nominated and won Emmy and ACE awards for their work in the series. What is really special about this side of the show is how they can make a scene fit any mood the creators are going for. For example, they can make you feel like the White family is having a normal family conversation in the pilot episode.
What the hell is this?
Hey.
Veggie bacon. We're watching our cholesterol, I guess.
Not me. I want real bacon. Not this fake crap.
Too bad. Eat it.
Yet 5 seasons later, they changed the mood of the dinner table based on what characters are in the scene, and how much time the editor spends on each character.
These are great green beans, Mrs. White. You put lemon in there too?
They are from the deli at Albertsons.
Oh.
Although it is the same setting, the editing and pacing is different in both. The White family scene is cut with simple over-the-shoulder and eyeline match cuts. Then replace Walter Jr. with Jesse, the dinner scene becomes more awkward with longer cuts, even if it replicates some of the previous scene shots. Take a look at this scene between Gus and Walter.
If you are who I think you are, you should give me another chance.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
Do you see how different that was? When the mood calls for an interrogated or family-like feeling, the editors use their time and shots wisely in each scene. Breaking Bad gets very creative whenever meth is involved in the series. What I mean by this lies within how the editors lay out each dealing and dope manufacturing scene in the series. Instead of having the process look like a crime, the editors play around with music, flashy transitions, and quick cuts to make the whole clip look very satisfying and interesting. When Jesse and Walter cook for the first time, it seems very professional and amateur. We get how Walter knows exactly what he's doing even though he has never cooked before. We realize how Jesse is blowing it off since he has been making meth longer than Walt has. But as we go further into the series, the more professional everything becomes. Jesse and Walter get better at making meth, so the montage gets better music, camera angles, and of course editing. And still they hold true to the same style like last time. They even make it sound like the 2 cooks are on a date when Walter and Gail start cooking together. In other montages of the series, we see the creators get really fancy with not only the meth cooking, but other parts of the drug production process. When Jesse and Walt prepare to burn down the super lab, the cutting on action gives us the impression that both mean business when it comes down to the dirty work. What we gather from this scene is that they are ready to take care of themselves rather than have someone tell them how to run their operation. The prison killing montage has this precious 50s Frank Sinatra-like track play under to make up for the brutality of the prisoners murdering their inmates. The editor cuts from Walter White in his home to the prison killings to show us what is going on at different places. This is the show's greatest example of cross-cutting. Jesse's meth-selling portion, just like the previous clip, has a lovely song in the background to make up for the ugliness going on in the show. This montage uses jump cuts, bright transitions, and Dutch angles to add disorientation for the viewers, reminding us that selling dope is not a bright idea. In the infamous meth distribution scene, we see a multitude of match cuts that remind viewers of movies like The Graduate and Lawrence of Arabia, plus a song that is an homage to the blue meth they produce, Crystal Blue Persuasion.
Maybe tomorrow, when he looks down on every green field.
Breaking Bad did not only take one step, but several steps ahead of any other TV show competing beside. When you watch the show or any kind of film media, think of what the creators are trying to tell you rather than entertain you with. The explicit meaning directly tells you what the show says, while the implicit meaning makes you think on your own time for what the show is trying to explain. The explicit meaning is never understood in the series until the very end of the show. Walter says that he does what he did for his family, but at the end he admits he was selfish and did everything for himself. The show's implicit meaning really comes to what the viewer thinks. Is Breaking Bad about how you should do whatever you want with yourself since life is too short? Or does the show make you rethink about dealing with drugs and what terrible consequences come from it? It's up to you.